King Charles' brutal gesture to Prince Andrew, like a dagger in his heart. King Charles is said to have played a major role in the exclusion of some members of the royal family from the Queen's Jubilee celebrations in 2012. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any updates about the British royal family. King Charles III once gave his brother, Prince Andrew, a gesture that fell like a dagger through his heart, a royal expert has said. The Duke of York, 63, recently returned to the spotlight after it was announced that his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, was receiving treatment for skin cancer. But, unlike some of his other relatives, he did not participate in official royal duties, having been stripped of his duties and many honours. He backtracked following a rebuke from his brother, then titled Prince Charles, after a disastrous interview with BBC Newsnight in November 2019 and was stripped of his honours in 2022. But what many Britons may not know is that it has been noticeably sidelined before, most notably nearly a decade ago in 2012. The Queen's Diamond Jubilee that year saw the family gathering for celebrations at Buckingham Palace, including a classic family appearance on TV. But Prince Andrew and his daughters, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, were excluded from the traditional first appearance, as were Princess Anne, Prince Edward and their children. Speaking about the exclusion in 2016, Richard Kay, the Daily Mail's royal correspondent, noted that the decision affected Prince Andrew particularly hard. He added that the prince felt like he had a dagger in his heart because he was also not invited to an additional ceremony at Westminster Hall. Mr. Kay said, for Andrew, being left out of the balcony, and also not invited to the Queen's Clothing Company's celebration lunch in Westminster Hall, was, as one of his friends said, like a dagger in his heart. But this was a dramatic declaration of intent from the side of Charles, who had long ago decided that when he became king, the royal family would be downsized. Andrew was furious, Edward was horrified, while Anne, the hard-working royal, knew that as the only woman in the Queen's family, she would always have a role. The Queen was unsure about the plan at first, recalling how, 10 years ago, on her Golden Jubilee, the family filled the balcony, and the crowd loved it. The Queen reluctantly accepted Charles's view that the changes were necessary because the public's mood was in favour of what one courtier described as economic monarchy. In 2017, royal author Katie Nicholl wrote in her book Harry, Life, Loss and Love that the exclusion would not have gone ahead if Prince Philip, who was ill and absent from the celebrations, had been present.